they have, according to the analysts and the professionals, they are saying that Wisconsin probably has the weakest schedule out of all these teams, and that's what's really hurting them as far as this number 5 spot. But the good thing for them is that they're at number 5, because you got to think that there's probably going to be at least one other loss of the teams that's ahead of them. And if they continue to win, and they're going to have to win, they cannot lose the Big Ten championship. They are not Ohio State. They are not in Alabama or anything like that, where you can lose a game and then you only drop maybe one spot or anything like that. If they continue to win, they probably can put themselves in the running, for the playoffs. Now, when the playoffs starts, that's probably going to be the big thing, because everyone's going to look at them as like they're going to probably be out of there. I don't think that they will move any further if they stay undefeated more than 4, unless you have some other teams that fall. But they will probably get in at the end, because someone will lose if they run the table. They got to run the table. So shouts out to Mac, BPA, to the haters, Pharrell, who's in the building with the Le'Veon Bell avatar. So appreciate you dropping in to the Wait a Minute Show chat line. Number 4 in the NCAA playoff ranking. Now we're into the playoff. It's Oklahoma. They're 9-1, and their only loss was to Ohio State. They are in the Big 12. I almost said Pac-12, but Big 12. So Mayfield has, I guess you could say, he might probably still be in the running for the Heisman. Did not let this Ohio State win, hurt them. Actually, it was a close win anyway, so it wasn't like they got blew out. So that helps them out very well. If you're going to lose a game, you got to lose a game, one, to, a pretty ranked high team or a pretty powerhouse team, but also you want to lose a close game. You do not want to get handled. Now, number 3, I said that if they won, it would put a lot of pressure on the committee to put them at number 4. I did not think they would get past 4, but I did think they would get into the playoff talk, and they are there. And that is Mocha Bella's University of Miami Hurricanes. They are in the 3 spot. Of course, they laid the wood to Notre Dame, which I appreciate that, because I'm stepping outside of Jelani on the show right now. I'm talking about Jelani just, that's on the street. I can't stand Notre Dame. I don't know why I hate Notre Dame. Probably because I'm a Michigan fan. But Notre Dame, it just pleases me when I see them lose. Especially, when they were ranked all high and everything. But the University of Miami put that beat down. They took care of business also. And so now they jump from 7 to the 3 spot. Now they will run into number 2. This is what I got in the ACC championship game. They're going to run into Clemson. Clemson's number 2 at 9-1. So that's why I'm getting at, as far as like Wisconsin, they got a good chance of getting into this game. Now, having said all that, if Miami and Clemson is a close game, let's say Miami, either Miami or Clemson. If it's a close game, whoever wins, I could see them. If they're running the table and the only thing they lose is in the ACC championship game, I could see them only dropping 1 spot. And then Wisconsin will still be on the outside, looking in. But if it's a blowout, or it's not in the ACC championship game, Wisconsin could slip in there. They could slip right in there and then make everybody upset. I think right now, everyone really would like to see Oklahoma, Miami, Clemson, and of course, the number 1 team, the Alabama Crimson Tide. They are at 10-0. They haven't lost a game. This is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. They are always in the mix, and it seems like they handle the pressure very well. So no surprise there. Now, I will say my dark horse team that could slide in here could be Auburn. But I'm going to go on record right now I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go on record right now. I just think Auburn was, so pumped up and ready to go for Georgia. It will be the classic letdown game, and they will lose their next game. Book it! Auburn goes down. They're going to go to 8-3. So they're going to just blow their chances of getting into the playoff ranking. And then they're going to give someone else an opportunity to do it. Auburn will lose the next game. Book it. Put it on record. Write it down. Put it in ink. Don't put it in pencil or anything like that. I'm going ahead. As a matter of fact, I'm going to guarantee it. So if it's some Auburn fans out there or, folks that play for Auburn, I know they're going to be mad at me, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got up for that game. You handled your business. You did what you were supposed to do. So I'm giving you credit, on that. But it is going to end right there. You will lose your third game. You will be out of the ranking. And then Auburn will not be talked about. They'll still play in the bowl game, but they will not be talked about any further than that. So Auburn, who do they got? Let me see. Auburn plays. What is this? I'm trying to figure out what week we're in. They're gonna play. They're gonna play UL Monroe, University of Louisiana Monroe. I'm telling you, letdown game. And everybody gonna be like, what happened? Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But letdown game, and then they got Alabama after that. So even if they win, that's still an L, for Auburn. I think they always play Alabama tough, but I think Alabama can beat them, But book it, letdown game coming up this weekend. So top 10 or top 5, we don't worry about the 10. Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Miami, Clemson, and Alabama. So I'm liking how this thing is shaping up. We're going to go down to the wire like we always do. It seems like the committee, for the most part, they get it right. And more than anything, they keep it very interesting because every game, matters. And the teams that they got in here, I can't say another team should be in here versus the other. I guess you could make a case for Wisconsin because they're undefeated. But again, it's their schedule. It's more that's taken into account than just your record. It's your schedule and how you win games, and what those teams that you played, how they did also in other games. So what was your competition? And so that's what's hurting Wisconsin right now. But again, they went out, they got a chance, So now we're going to move into a little NBA news. So, we're moving right down the line here, and we're going to touch on I said, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to talk about it. But then I was like, you know what, I'll talk about it. Enes Kanter. Yes, that Enes Kanter for the New York Knicks. He has been on TV for the past few days, beefing with LeBron, as they say. I don't call it a beef. I just think, the brother is just talking, if you will. But this whole thing started back with, LeBron. He was trying to take a jab at Phil Jackson. And he was saying that, the Knicks should have drafted Dennis Smith Jr. And, they didn't. And Enes Kanter took exception because he's just like LeBron. I'm not quoting him, but he's basically, like LeBron ain't going, disrespect the rookie and all this stuff. So the game ensues. And of course, Kanter is going to get, involved. And him and LeBron get into it because LeBron is messing with Frank, and I have problems pronouncing his last name. I think it's Natilia, and to me, all LeBron was doing was giving the rookie business. He was in his space. He was trying to get under his skin. The rookie pushed him as he should. Like, get off me! I'm trying to get the ball or whatever. And nothing malicious or anything like that. He didn't push LeBron down or anything. And here comes Kanter. He gets in LeBron's face. Everybody gets, the crowd gets all excited and all this stuff. They go on a little bit of a run, and then LeBron breaks their heart, like a lot of people have done in New York. and brings the team back that from I think they were behind 23 or something like that, and wins the game. Now after this, Cantor want to go on and say, he's the he said what, I don't know, king, queen, princess, whatever he calls himself. I don't know what he is, and it's just like, stop. It has to stop. Enes Kanter has, I do give him credit that he steps up for his teammates, but it's just like, they don't need your help, man. They do not need, this goes back to the whole Russ and KD thing. Russ and KD, they had their little whatever quorum or whatever. Enes Kanter over here talking and all this stuff. No one needs to hear from Enes Kanter. No one is worried about Enes Kanter. LeBron is not losing any sleep over Enes Kanter. And he's like, he's not going to punk us and all this stuff. Please, stop. Stop. And the other thing I want basketball players to stop doing, stop getting in each other's face. Because you're not going to do anything. And I'm sorry, but I'm from a time where I watched basketball in the 80s and the early 90s. And it was just like, if you got in somebody's face like that, you was going to get headbutted, you were going to get punched in the mouth or something like that. Or next time you come down in the paint, you were going to get diamond cutted or a clothesline or anything like that. Now, of course, that was a different age of what basketball used to be. But I just like, stop. It's just horrible. You're getting each other's face, you're breathing on each other and all this stuff. And then they come in and they separate y'all. And then, it's just, I would rather if you just talk from a distance, because it put out there like you're going to do something. You're not going to do anything. You're not. It's not worth it. That's not where basketball is. I understand that. I understand that it's not, the type of basketball that is played anymore. I understand that, but it's just like, don't act like you're going to do something, though, So please, Cantor, just stop. Please, give me a break. You're letting the media hype you up, and then they're going to do it because they need something to talk about. No. And I'm talking about it, so I guess it worked. So I'm going to get off that, and I'm going to move into this MVP. So, we've been talking about MVP, and people have been talking about early, MVP votes or early, candidates and everything. And the Greek Freak has been in there, and James Harden, has been in talks about it and all this stuff. So I just wonder. And this is not just a question. This is not that we haven't gotten there yet. But I just wonder, should Kyrie Irving be considered or get any type of consideration for MVP? Should he get some MVP love? Here's his numbers. He's averaging pretty much 20 points a game. 5 assists. Shooting 44% from the field. 2 steals. I'm sorry, I missed that. But 44% from the field and 32% from three-point. Not great. It's just definitely we're not going to compare it to Russ from last year. But not just numbers that jump off the chart. But the biggest number I see on here is that they are 13-2. They're riding a 13-game win streak. Now, of course, he got hurt, and I think he missed one game from getting hit in the face. But I just think if Kyrie wasn't there, and let's just say Isaiah was still there, would they have won 13 games? Al Horford got a lot to do with it. Al Horford is having a really good season. Actually, some of Al Horford numbers are better than Kyrie's. He's shooting better from three-point range than Kyrie is. Now, he may be taking less. I'm pretty sure he's not taking as many, but maybe he does. It's not just, we saw with Russ, his numbers of what he was doing because it was just so ridiculous to average a triple-double